guys, how's it going? I hope we're all doing good, as usual. In this video, I will be having for you some curry chicken, some dal, and some curry potato, and some rice, and 3 mangoes, as well as some coffee, which I probably drank half already. I don't know where to begin because it's been so long since I've made a video, and I have a lot to talk about. If you guys want to find out where I've been, what I've been up to, who I've been up to, and all that jazz, stay tuned because I have a lot to talk about. Let me just take a first bite, because I have so much to talk about. I don't even know if I'll be able to finish this because I have 20 minutes as well. It's so good. I haven't eaten since breakfast this morning, which I had at lunchtime. And yeah, it's currently like 8 p.m. So it's been about 8 hours since I've eaten, or more than 8 hours. And I don't actually feel hungry, but I just made a little bit of notes about some of the things I wanted to discuss. I need to apologize for my disappearance. I think it's been close to 2 years since I've been, it's over 2 years since I've been gone. It's actually over 2 years because I think it's 2 years since I've been in the military. And I don't know if I am sorry, but I want to say that I'm sorry that I had to go because I had to, right? However, I think my general regret is not coming back sooner because it's been about 1.5 years since I have been out of training, and I think I could have returned since I finished my training. If you guys are hearing noise, my mom, my stepdad, they're outside, they're fucking doing whatever, and yeah, you're hearing the residual noises, so. So yeah, I do apologize for not coming back sooner and just giving you guys content because I fucking miss you guys. So where the fuck have I been? Well, as I just mentioned, I've joined the military, and let me not say that I've been busy with work, because trust me, in the military it's like, it seems like you don't have time, but you generally have the most time in the world, because while you might be working 24-hour shifts, well, I might be working 24-hour shifts, I work like 1 day for the week, like literally 24 hours. And now let me reiterate that the only reason that is so right now is because of the whole pandemic, which I also have to talk about. Oh my god, I feel like I'm rushing this video because of the time limit. So about the Q&A that I said ages ago that I would make, I want you guys to know that there has been many occasions where I tried to come back, I tried to make a video and shit goes wrong and I just can't. As you guys can see right now, I'm filming on the lowest end of my equipment. Like, this is what I started with, and I'm back to that because my equipment no longer, I don't have it anymore. I don't have my camera anymore. My cameras so inconsistent. But what we do as ASMR content creators, or at least as far as eating is concerned, it's very easy. I would think it is, considering all we do is eat, right, and talk, and engage with our friends, which is you, right? Right, so all we do is eat, and I should be able to at least get in at least 2 videos a day, maybe, to upload on the days that I'm at work, right? Because I came off of work this morning and here I'm filming, so I should be able to. However, editing is sometimes time consuming. Editing ASMR videos usually isn't supposed to, because all we do is cut out unwanted parts. It's not like anything fancy. But for me personally, I sometimes like to cut out certain things in the video, like and and it requires me to go in very detailed into my timeline in order to edit. Anyway, I didn't plan to talk about editing today. I had a lot to talk about. The pandemic. Okay, before I go into the pandemic, because I feel like that's like probably the last thing to talk about, because it's so deep and so, I know, depressing. I read a book recently called Atomic Habits, and basically I'm trying to use my time productively. When I have been home for the past however long, I was engaging in unproductive activities, and by that I mean gaming. Basically, I just played game for the most part. I just played games for the most part and wasting my time, basically, right? So I read a book called Atomic Habits, and I decided to use my time doing things that could have some kind of substantial worth, something that could benefit someone else or myself, right? While gaming has been good for mental health, it's not productive. It's not making me grow in any way. It's good and bad for mental health because, one, it's addictive. That's the bad part, it's addictive. I didn't plan to talk about this today, right? But somehow I just end up going on and on about things that... So yeah, gaming is addictive, so it's bad in that way. And then usually once you come off of the addiction, you realize you've wasted a lot of time. And so that makes you feel a little depressed. But while gaming, you are free from stress. You're free from worry. You're free from basically the problems of the world. That's why people become addicted to it anyway. I didn't plan to talk about gaming either. So yeah, as I was talking about productivity, the book called Atomic Habits, if anyone is interested in changing anything about themselves, you can... Oh my god, that's a pig. Neighbor has a pig. The neighbor has a pig, which makes a lot of freaky noises. Anyway, if you're interested in changing anything about yourself, I highly recommend Atomic Habits. necessarily trained in the field in any way, but we're basically getting on the job training, so I'm learning as I go. But they refer to me as a medic. I don't think I want to remain a medic because I have a huge problem riding the ambulance, you know, being in the back of an ambulance while it's moving. I have like really bad motion sickness in the back of an ambulance, so I prefer to be in like IT or something, but for now I'm a medic. And that brings us to COVID. As a medic in the military, and from a country that doesn't have any wars to fight, yet still having a military, we're basically responsible for basically everything. The military here does pretty much everything. We are like, I'd say like social work. I don't know. We're just not military like, you know. The training is very like disgusting. The training is disgusting. It's definitely disgusting, but once you have successfully completed the training, it no longer feels like a military. It just feels like a job where you basically have to create a happy place for everyone that's in the job. So as a medic, we're basically responsible for, on a day-to-day basis, taking care of soldiers, making sure that they're healthy, that kind of stuff. And now that there's a pandemic, we had to basically expand our reach to the entire population, so it wasn't just within the military. So yeah, as a medic, I had to be one of the first lines of contact for a lot of COVID, possibly positive patients. And like, it was really, at first in the beginning, it was extremely rough because we didn't know anything. We didn't know like what were the risks, what were the, you know, pros, the cons. Like, we didn't really have any information about this freaking disease or whatever, virus. So it was tough. Let me get into the mango because I'm full with this. Like, I don't really want to put this in my mouth because these came from the ground. So I'm gonna try using the spoon to open it. Usually I would just bite it and peel it, but they're not very clean. So being a medic has really been tough at first, but right now things are a lot easier because we no longer do like blood pressure testing and that kind of stuff for people who want to be vaccinated. So it's basically just come, fill out the form and get your shot. And as a medic, I don't give shots, so that's for the doctors and qualified nurses to do. It's been really sad with the whole pandemic. Yummy, yummy. I have lost one person that I know of. I'm not gonna say I'm necessarily close to them, but someone I grew up with, sort of, but we weren't very close. She was actually, anyway, I don't want to speak bad about the person because they passed away, so we didn't have a very good relationship growing up, but they died. They succumbed to COVID-19, and it's sad though, even though things were not very healthy with us, it was very sad to know that they passed away, especially considering, yeah. So just still on the lockdown. Country has a curfew from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. so you can't be seen outside unless you have a curfew pass or whatever. And you know, a lot of places are closed right now. Only construction is allowed, as well as like food places. Recently, like food places opened yesterday, which is Monday. So food places are now open. And also before yesterday, we weren't allowed to exercise in public. So we could go running around the savannas and in the parks or whatever. And now, like yesterday, it reopened. But I was on work yesterday, so I had to start my running today. So today was actually the first day back out running. Yeah, so I have some of the things on the list to talk about, but I don't think they're very important. You know, like, you know, what to expect and stuff. From me going forward, I think I discussed those things already. So I hope everyone is doing well. I don't even know if I've lost any subscribers or family or friends of subscribers during this whole terrible time, but it's just very sad to see like the amount of people that are dying. And I know I'm pretty late, like a lot of countries are, you know, getting vaccinated and stuff, but people are still dying, right? My country, well, Trinidad has recently started, well, not recently started, I think we've reached like 250,000 people, but we have a population of 1.4 million, so it's pretty good so far, but it's gonna take a while for everyone to be fully vaccinated. I am fully vaccinated. I was probably one of the first people to get vaccinated because, like I said, I was a first responder. I was vaccinated with AstraZeneca. I did get ill. I think after my first shot I was sick. But it was just like body pains, followed by some fever. I took a Panadol and by the next day I was fine. I was lucky, so happy to get sick from that because we were working so hard during that time. I was glad to get a little rest. But generally with the army, the military, I am in a very contented place. I am not necessarily happy because, well, I am happy because I'm living day to day, but it's not necessarily a very fulfilling life job, you know. It's not fulfilling to me to stay in this regiment, not necessarily because of the job or what I have to do. It's mostly because of the people I'm surrounded by. And I don't really want to talk about that because that could be seen as an offense. But my contract lasts for 6 hours. Well, my contract and basically our contracts usually last for 6 years. Six, and then three, and then 1 year after each year, even 1 year after that. So I plan to stay for 6 years, and I hope to get like an education while I'm in there. It's 2 years, I have 4 more years, so I probably need to start like right now. So that I could sustain myself when I leave. The military has provided me with a lot of opportunity. Like, for example, let me just say this, people in this country could have a degree and be paid less than I am being paid as a soldier, which is sad and weird, but it's reality. Soldiers are, I mean, not necessarily soldiers, but people within the public sector and like, you know, the national security and, you know, police and that kind of stuff. We are paid pretty well compared to the private sector and people who have like degrees, and I don't know, for whatever reason, even the responsibility as a soldier is pretty low. In this country. And qualifications to get in is also pretty low. However, the process from becoming from changing from a civilian to a soldier is extremely difficult. I don't even know how I managed to get out. I don't know how I managed to get out of that training. I think a lot of it happened because I was just like for me, that entire training was just like, I was a complete zombie. I was numb to everything. It was so treacherous and so painful on my body. I just had to like switch my mind off. It was like, oh, and the funny thing is, I would probably do it again because of the relationships that might have been cultivated. And yeah, it's such an interesting experience because it's the first time you can see men showing love to men without it being a gay thing, you know, or being, you know, identified as wrong. It's like a brotherly type of relationship, type of love that you develop inside of it, because all we have is each other, and it's like painful. It's just painful, and it's mostly mentally painful than physically, because I think that was the point of it. For it to be mentally, it was just, guys. But I think it's an experience that people should at least experience, you know. You can go and just try and drop out, which a lot of people end up doing, but I had intended to, listen, the reason why, let me just answer this, the reason I actually went into the military was not because of wanting to have a career in the military. I joined the military because I wanted discipline in my life. I wanted to be more disciplined, and let me tell you, that didn't happen. Maybe at the beginning, maybe over like the first 2-3 months I became more disciplined. But maybe I did. Maybe I can't tell. I don't know. I think this book, Atomic Habits, has made me more disciplined than joining the military, to be quite honest. So, but the reason I joined was to become more disciplined. If I look a little wet, it's because I'm sweating the fuck. Anyway guys, I have to end this video. It's like 30 minutes long. And I spoke a lot, and I probably wasted half of the food, and I had mangoes, and it was fun, just chatting. A part of the reason that I come here is really to vent and talk to somebody. And I guess you guys are that somebody, so I appreciate you. And I would love to stay. I would love to be consistent. I would love to keep making videos. I would love to. It's hard for me to say it to you because of how much times in the past I just have not lived up to it. I don't want to lie, and I don't want to just seem very unreliable, even though I've already seemed to be that way. But I would love to be productive, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out a routine around it. The way my job is, it doesn't allow that. It doesn't allow me to create a routine because I never know how or when I'm working until the day before, right? I know it sounds like, what the fuck, what kind of job is that? You just never know when you're working until the day before. Oh, let me just explain the reason why that is so. It's because they just don't want us to become complacent and comfortable, right? They don't. As a soul here, we just can't become comfortable. So you just always have to be ready to move. So they usually tell you when you're working like the day before so that you can prepare within a day to get the fuck up and pumping. So I had to learn that. Oh, because at first it was a big problem for me just not knowing, and I used to get anxiety about not knowing when the fuck I'm working. I don't know why, but when I thought about why they do it, nobody had to tell me why. I put that in my mind as to why. I think it just helped me just accept it for what it was as a learning experience. So yeah, I hope you guys are not bored of what the fuck I'm talking about, because none of you can really relate. Well, most of you can't, but it's just me sharing where the fuck I've been. I know I'm cursing a lot more now. That has a lot to do with military training, so I can't talk too much about it. I'm probably not going to talk about anything, like any issues that arise in my job or in my workforce or in my, day-to-day happenings. I can't, because there's severe consequences if it gets into the wrong hands, and I'm just not going to risk that right now. Maybe after my 6 years, you'll hear some stories. I'll probably have to write down a lot of it so that I don't forget. But a lot happens. I'm going to end this video now. I hope to make the Q&A in my next video. I really hope to. The Q&A is going to be a lot of work because I have to get the questions, write it on paper, then the editing for it usually is a lot of work as well. So I'll try my best. I'm trying to be productive. I have a whole day tomorrow. Apart from exercise, I don't really have anything to do. So I'm